think some people got kicked out, but let's see. All right, let me share my screen. All right, if you can't see my screen, please unmute your mic. I've started recording, so I'm getting ready to get started with the discussion. I know other members are probably filing. I'm a little in the dark today, but I'm still here. Hey, y'all, I'm still here, but I'm just chilling tonight. I don't feel like all of them bright camera lights and stuff all on my face, so we're going to do this with me on the computer like this tonight. So, all right, let's get to it. The current events file home. I'm going to start from, I think it's the 4th. It'll be the 4th of April. Yeah. All right, so let me see. I'll be coming back in throughout to allow members to speak and stuff like that. So I'll just be checking in every couple of posts. I don't have this in any particular order. Hold on, y'all. I gotta cut off my thing. I don't have these posts in any particular order. I have current events and natural disasters and stuff sprinkled throughout. So this was as of reporting on the 2nd from the Breaking News channel. This is Agbor Delta State in Nigeria. They're experiencing like incessant flooding, you guys. They've had catastrophic floods like for the last couple of months, and it's starting to get worse and worse. Like the water is getting higher and higher, and you can actually see people transpiring if you really look. So I'm gonna play a couple of these so you all can see how serious it is in Nigeria right now. So that's bikes getting washed away. So as y'all can see, at least stay in a cheerful spirit around it. So it said it inundated Old Lagos, Asaba Road, and the surrounding areas. So people were calling it a natural disaster. So it was more weather that continued to hit them too, you guys. We'll get into it later on in the discussion. Y'all can see my screen and hear me, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, Ashe. All right. So on the 4th, you guys, we started to get really big reports of cosmic energy, cosmic stuff going on. This is the sky over Poland. And y'all can see, you see all of the colors of the spectrum pretty much radiating up from there. So, it's a lot of cosmic energy in the air. I thought this post was very important right here. Klaus Schwab is set to step down as the chairman of WEF. or whatever. I thought he already had, y'all. I thought we talked about, I thought he already had, but he set to step down, I think, in the next couple of months. And that's the best thing they could do, because wasn't nobody finna follow his ass, that's for sure. Um, Another headline that hit on the 4th was that the U.S. National Security Agency chief got fired. So, Donald Trump done been firing, a lot of top NSA people, military people, different stuff like that. So we're going to see how that's finna play out. I think it's very interesting. Also, with the talks of him doing the tariffs that put a shock in the market or whatever. And so he was trying to calm the markets by saying investors was coming into the US with massive amounts of money. But as we see, I don't think that tactic is working, but we're gonna let them continue. Any questions about any of that we done covered so far? Come down, make sure I ain't got no mics to unmute. All right. Russell Brand, you understand they done been after his ass for a while, y'all. Like, I think they was trying to get him like last year or something, wasn't they? And they wasn't able to be successful. So now he done been charged with rape. He say he innocent, of course. On the 4th, it was just a sell-off of the stocks, y'all. I don't know if y'all was aware, but a lot of stocks just sold off. But I feel like it's such a distraction right now, and I'm gonna show you why, because it's so much stuff going on the earth, and I'm just like, man, this trade deficit might need to be the least of our worries right now. You understand? Shit, will it be laying here for a motherfucker to trade? Like, that's where I'm at with it, but I don't know. So Nintendo, of course, delayed pre-orders of the Switch or whatever. So I don't know if that's gonna strike the gaming community pretty hard, but it probably will. At the same time all of that was going on, it was a 7.2 magnitude earthquake that hit off of the coast of Papua New Guinea, and they had a tsunami warning issued. JP Morgan was projecting that it was going to be a recession. So we was there, and then this crazy ass story came off of the wire. Did any of you all get to see about this Florida content creator that got arrested for having sex with her dog for $500, and she posted it on IG?
A Florida influencer and dog mom has been arrested.
What you say? You heard about it? You said, well, here it go, y'all. I'm just gonna play it for the team because, yeah, let's just watch.
Arrested after she filmed herself having sex with her pet chihuahua before sharing the sickening videos with her 15,000 Instagram followers. 27-year-old Logan Gominski was charged with sexual activity involving an animal and filming sexual activity involving an animal, both felonies. Back in January, officials received information from an anonymous tip that Gominski posted a video to Instagram depicting sexual activity with a dog. Authorities then found several photos and videos of Gominski with the abused animal. According to a statement from police, she admitted to creating and sharing the video with another social media user who requested it and paid $500, and that she had been involved in sexual activity with another dog, and the videos of both incidents were still stored on her cell phone. Gominski was released on a $10,000 bond, and according to court documents, is due to appear in court for an arraignment hearing on April 22nd.
Well, like, that's the third or fourth story that I done heard in like the last week of a white woman talking about they having sex with their dog or something. Like, what the hell? We always knew that was happening, though. I think, like, even in the 80s, some dude got caught with the gerbils in his butt. I can't remember what his name was. Was it Richard Gere or something? But we always knew, like, that, some people was out here into the bestiality. But I just think, I don't know, maybe the plasma energy hitting these people more. Maybe we just in a time where all got to be revealed. It's just like more and more stories of that type of stuff is coming out. And I'm just like so disgusted because I'm just like, you understand, y'all, like for real. Men be having sex with them. They be over here, over there, everywhere. Like, bruh. Any thoughts on that before we move forward? People will do anything for likes, man. That don't make no sense.
What I do notice is how they don't, nowadays, they don't use the same terminology. Like you just said, bestiality is what it's called, but they don't call it
Mhm.
that. They decorate it by not saying the exact words. And then, I mean, it makes a difference when you're delivering the story.
I think so. And I think they try to soften it to soften the effect. No, it's bestiality. Like, you out here raping animals and stuff, multiple animals too. Like, people crazy. And to me, I just think that it shows you what Instagram and all of them are pushing out here to people, because this ain't like something that she ain't been promoting on her page or nothing like that. That's something that she probably done been promoting, talking about on her page. They let these people do anything. But if you get on there and talk about some damn spirituality, you done got struck and your page took down. But some sick motherfucker like this got 15,000 followers and out here on IG having sex with a dog. And that shit don't get took off the line. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you really got to start asking yourself the hard questions, like, is this stuff geared to soften society to the craziness? You understand? Like, to make your level of acceptance and tolerance decrease. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Crazy. Mm. All right, we moving forward. So this was a crazy story out of Atlanta. Y'all could just see that the man is getting beat. So he was robbed and assaulted on camera, y'all, like in the middle of the day. And what shocked me about it is just like it made social media, like, these people so brazen to, like, the type of stuff I done been seeing. Like, not only is you committing a crime, but you committing a crime on camera. Like, you don't care nothing about your face being seen. Like, just craziness. I don't know. I had to take a sip of my little Dr. Pepper. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what it's coming to. You know what I'm saying? But again, social media again. Wow, y'all. That's all I could say. Any thoughts on that before I move forward? I'm battling pollen, y'all, so please forgive me. But
I think I agree. I think you're accurate in the description of they are desensitizing us by showing all of this debauchery and the levels of it so we can accept it more, or so we can be accepted more as time goes on. And then it'll just keep getting ratcheted up to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, until it's
mm,
till it's quote unquote the new norm, quote unquote.
I'm really feeling that, like, for 2 days I done really like had to take a pause off of social media, because I feel like it's done digressed so much to the point that I can't even take the frequency of it right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. But I agree with what you're saying. And when I see stuff like that where they beating him mercilessly and then they shooting at his head or whatever, but you understand, I'm like, that's just one step from desensitizing somebody to actually witnessing somebody get beat and murdered on the camera. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you are, because that right there is a clear crime. You understand? And it's on social media and ain't nobody arrested and it's viral. You know what I'm saying? It could have done been taken down if they wanted to take it down, but they let this stuff make it to the public in mass numbers for a reason. And I really agree with you. I think it's programming, and a lot of it too is these people is becoming more animalistic, y'all. It's like I feel the further I ascend higher, the lower some of these motherfuckers going, because I can't go there with you. I can't even take the frequency, you know. I don't know, you guys. Any thoughts? I ain't missing nobody, am I? Okay. Let's move forward. So, did anybody get to see this gentleman in Ecuador out there playing in the water and got struck by lightning? Look, y'all. That's tough. So y'all see he got back up from that mess. That's crazy though. I thought that was a crazy one. Like, what's the odds that you out there playing in the rainwater and get struck by lightning? But I think because he was so big as he was and he had his shoes and stuff off, that's what saved him from like dying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. That's more people damaging Teslas. I don't think that's nothing we need to really focus on. Um, that's in South Africa. Them talking about undocumented migrants and workers in South Africa. So it's kind of like what I've noticed. It's a double-edged sword going on. So it's kind of like the Trump real heavy immigration stance is starting to take hold around the world, but at the same time, it's a lot of anti-American sentiment too about what's going on here with the immigration and all of the tariffs and borders and stuff. So it's like, it's just crazy. It's like everybody against America. Either they against it for one reason or they're against it for another one right now. So it's getting really interesting. But also some of the same stuff is happening in South Africa as well. And to the long run, y'all, I just think that it's about dividing the people so that they can't see who the real enemy is. Like, all this stuff that's to happen, the last enemy that you should be focused on is an immigrant. You understand? Like, with all of the humans, sex trafficking that we done discovered that came out, all of the biological warfare and what's going on in the world as far as the what they call the natural disasters and stuff, that need to be the focus. Like, being divided off of who came off of what land, at the end of the day, don't nobody know who's who, no way. You understand? Because all them records hidden. You just got what you got, but who knows? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not as big a deal as these people trying to make it out to be. But like I always say, they got to give you an enemy to take the blame and the focus off of them. Because if you didn't have some type of separation, or if you wasn't against somebody, you would have time enough to sit and see who really is fucking oppressing you and fucking you up. That's just that simple to me. I mean, but I don't know. Any thoughts on that before we move forward? Okay, so this is the reason why I say I felt all of this stuff was a distraction. So, this is on the 2nd of April, you guys, and this is like right around the time when all of this stuff started breaking loose about the tariffs. You had wildfires and that start breaking loose all in Russia. Look at this.
Вот сколько их лебедей летит, они же все сидели на яйцах.
So they had like fields and stuff that was on fire. You could see it on the city skyline. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it's getting real. You understand what I'm saying? Like you could see nature doing her thing too. So that's wildfires.
Дорогие товарищи, жители 16-й улицы.
And that's Russia, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So that happened on April 2nd in Russia. So then also on the 2nd in Turkey, which is really Turkey, I think they got hit by a whole bunch of strong storms too, you guys. So look at this. Like they was facing damage and having to pump out water and everything too, a whole bunch of storms. You could kind of see stuff is flooded and stuff like that. Hold on, that one ain't downloaded. But you could see like heavy winds and stuff like that. So some of their provinces and stuff got flooded, museums and stuff got destroyed and stuff like that. So then on top of that, then Sumatra Island in Indonesia, you guys, there Mount Merapi went off again. I can't stand that bullhorn, but
Merapi kembali erupsi jam 16.05 menit.
all right, so we got Mount Merapi in Indonesia that went off. At the same time that was happening, the Midwest was getting tore up by them storms from like through the 4th to 5th. They got 3 waves of them. I think this was the second one. So this is Tennessee. That's like inside a mall or something, y'all. So it flooded real bad in Tennessee, y'all. I got more pictures of it because it's a state of emergency. Their whole towns got wiped out. I don't know if y'all was aware of that, but that happened. Like, yeah, so you could kind of see right there, like how them cars look and everything like that. Like it's serious. It's there in Tennessee that done got hit, and it's more water coming. Like it ain't even finna stop. So I don't know what much to say about that. It's getting ready to go, bruh. It's getting ready to go. This was an interesting story right here because President Yoon got removed from office. He got impeached in South Korea. So somebody else got removed from office. That's just something that interesting that I done just been watching or whatever. I don't know if y'all be keeping up with like international players who they be shuffling and the stuff that they be doing. This was an interesting story because y'all remember how Donald Trump said he was going to do the tariffs on what was the Liberation Day or whatever, and the stock markets and stuff was showing out. And then China said it was going to retaliate with tariffs. I really feel like, y'all, that this shit's a distraction because they keep on going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I'm going to come back to that in a minute and say why I think it's a distraction. The IRS was reminding people that they needed to clear their balances, you understand? So the IRS starting to, send people reminders because tax and stuff due. And they done even got so jiggy with it, y'all, that they sending reminders to the people that's in disaster areas and stuff. I'm like, bruh, didn't we already determine that the IRS was illegal in taxes or something like that? So this is interesting. I really don't know what the play is for that, to tell y'all the truth. So on April 5th, y'all, the Dow Jones slid like 22,000 points. So it was in the toilet. At the same time that was happening, RFK tried to say that some of the layoffs were a mistake at the HHS, all of them 10,000 people. But y'all, they ain't bringing nobody back. That was just something to put in the paper to try to, you understand, for a soft landing. But most of them people ain't coming back because they ain't got no money like that for real. And that was just the what I was telling y'all about the IRS. I thought this was a very interesting story. I don't know if y'all got to see this. This is about 30 seconds. This is a man. Y'all know that we just had those earthquakes that hit Myanmar, right? So this man had been buried there, since the quake had hit. And so on the 5th, they found him and pulled him out of the rubble after 5 days. And I just thought that was an interesting story. And I just wonder how many of them people that's in that rubble is going to die still from like crush and inflammation or something, in the days following being rescued. Because once your body, confined and under that much pressure for that long, sometimes it sets off like a systemic inflammation in your body, even when they save you. So, but according to the data, they said that it's more than 3,000 people dead, which that makes perfect sense, y'all. Y'all know that thing got hit, and they said 47,000 were injured, and 341 are missing. So I think those numbers are low, you guys, the way that place looked. I thought this was a crazy story. Did y'all get to see this? This came out of the Middle Eastern Spectator, and y'all remember how they had all of that. I'm gonna come down for this because my phone's starting to overheat. Y'all remember how they had all of those meetings with Afghanistan and was over there, and they was pressing, for women's rights and everything like that. And then when they just left, they just deserted those women, and now a lot of those women who was pushing those agendas and stuff for the governments got murdered and all kind of stuff. Well, and it totally done reverted back, to the old laws where women ain't got no rights. And I just thought that this was just a heartbreaking show of how bad it's gotten over there for women, like how bad that they hate the feminine principle, because you got to hate women to do stuff to women like this. I think this story is she said something to a street vendor about some vegetables or something, and this man burned her tongue with a pan.
ايه احمد يوسف بكام؟ احمد عبد النعيم هتنحس النار لاحمد عبد النعيم جوزك. احمد عبد النعيم لا حد عاشق معاشره الراجل لمراته ولا عملت اي علاقه جنسيه ولا قلعت وصورت. لا عمري في حياتي ما عملت. طيب طلعت لسانك 3 مرات كل. اللهم صل على النبي. طلعي بك. اللهم صل على النبي. كده ما يعرف.
Man.
حط الموبايل. بعدي. لحظة. 3 مرات كده. ارفع راسك. افرد ما في زبالة. طلع لسانك. طلع لسانك بعد اذنك. طلع عشان اخلص. برضه دي بريئة. بيجي افضل. حتى ستي مش كده.
We in hell, bro. That's all I can say. Like, when you see something like that, that's real fucked up. Can't do nothing but just move on. Anybody got anything to say about that? I'm finna come down off my camera real quick. Can y'all see my screen? Because my phone about to overheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. Maybe if I ain't running both screens, it won't overheat as fast. Because it's definitely about to overheat. I can feel it. Like something is really going on with my phone, you guys. I really don't know. Can't be on it like that. It just start overheating. Okay, so this video right here, it's in Russian, so y'all not gonna be able to really understand it. But basically, well, it is translated, so I guess I can play it if y'all want me to. But the basic gist of it is that they were saying that Trump was trying to crash the market on purpose so that he could cheaply refinance America's debt. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. That might be a strategy, but I don't think that's the strategy. I just think it's crashing because motherfuckers gotta crash. That's my opinion. But I mean, do you all have any thoughts on that? Thinking that he's doing this to purposefully? It don't like it. People need to make up their mind a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. But for real, like, I ain't mean to come down because I ain't on camera. But people need to make up their mind. Like, either you want it, like, they go from flipping to the flop. If it do good, he wanted to do good. If it do bad, he wanted it to do bad. Like, nigga, shut up. He ain't in control of it. That you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Every week is something new with these people. I just think it's a ultimate distraction from all of the stuff that's going on the earth. Any thoughts on that before we move on? Okay, so this is April 5th, so they clowning around and stuff about that. You understand? So this right here is Tamaulipas, Mexico, and basically, y'all, they were suffering from wildfires and stuff like that that had broke out on the highways, and y'all can see, you know what I'm saying? So they started dealing with wildfires in parts of Mexico. So that's just some of the prairie or whatever that was burning. They said they did get it under control. So that was going on. At the same time, in Tennessee, you guys, that's when they got hit with all of that devastating EF3 tornado hit them. I know y'all heard about that and saw some of the devastation that hit them. This is just like one video of many. That shit fucked up. That was a big ass tornado, yo. Boy, them people lucky for their life. You understand what I'm saying? You could see that that tornado was as wide as that whole loop that she was in. You understand what I'm saying? Good gracious of alive. Woo! So that was Tennessee, you guys. They had got hit with an EF3 up to 160 mile per hour. Now, at the same time, on the 3rd, you got Detroit, Michigan that got hit with like all of that record rainfall and stuff was in Flint and stuff. This is some photos of like the bridges and stuff like that becoming inundated with like water. So I don't know quite the situation up there right now. I thought the last I heard it was being called another state of emergency. We'll just keep our eyes on Detroit, but they getting hit, you guys. So that's Michigan. So who else we got? We got India. That's on the 3rd and the 4th. They was getting hit with severe flood, and then same thing, heavy storms and all kind of stuff, y'all. So you see, that's flood in there. This is storm coming. Like, look at them winds. That's 2 different corners of the earth. So you got this severe weather in India. You have severe weather in over here. You understand what I'm saying? You got volcanoes erupting. This is another one that erupted on the 5th. This was Sakurajima, y'all. Look at this. Serious, stratovolcanoes going off. You understand what I'm saying? This story, do anybody got any questions before I move forward from that? Because that's just a feel. Like, it's a lot. So I'm not going to really harp on a whole bunch of it because it's just so many that if I did, we wouldn't get through this discussion. Y'all going to see as we go forward. So, the NHS hospitals is plagued by rats, roaches, and silverfish. So basically, guys, they wasn't really, man, them people ain't really doing no real, what's the word I'm looking for? Them people ain't doing no real helping people for real. It's all like a facade so they could really funnel money and stuff. I'm telling you, like, the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, them people, all of this stuff is getting ready to come out and stuff about these hospitals and stuff like that because that don't make no sense that an NHS hospital got rats, cockroaches, and silverfish in it. Like, so what is happening to all the money they getting in? Somebody funneling something off the top. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was just an interesting story to come out. This one right here was a story about a mom in Texas getting detained by ICE. She had been here for 39 years and she was waiting for a Violence Against Women's Act application. And look, y'all, they held up her Violence Against Women's Act application or whatever. She'd have been here 39 years, baby girl. You should have been filled that thing out. Because they went over there and picked that lady up and finna send her back to El Salvador, man. She probably won't live, y'all. That ain't... Ain't that something? So y'all just get ready. I'm telling y'all they trying to soften everybody up because they getting ready to start using that shit for American citizens, yo. That's what the real play is. Chaos in New York. I ain't even gonna stop on that one. This one was more crazy in Philadelphia, y'all. So a bus driver hit a SUV, y'all, and 5 passengers got injured because the bus driver saw the car and said he thought he hit the brakes, but really he hit the gas and just drug the SUV down the street. Let's see if it'll show it. You see that? Like, bruh, could you not stop then? Like, he's still driving. Man, come on, y'all. He knew full well what he was doing. Ain't no way you gonna drag nobody for that far of a distance and not know you got your foot on the gas and not the brake. That don't even make no common sense. So that was the stock market on the 5th, y'all. As you could see, they said that it was the biggest single day loss since June 2020 when the COVID-19 financial crisis. So it was tumbling. It was tumbling. This was an interesting story that came out. I don't know if y'all heard about this because there was so much going on this week. But this 43-year-old rabbi, the director of Jewish life at a Dallas school, got charged with indecency with a child after sexually abusing some male teenage students or whatever. And so he was the one who spread the propaganda after Operation Al-Aqsa flood, claiming that Hamas fighters had committed mass sexual violence against people and all kind of stuff. You understand? I really feel like when it's these Jewish pedophiles that be out here doing stuff and spread misinformation and stuff, like they could remain free and out here doing what they do. But if it was somebody else, you understand what I'm saying? Because when he spread all of that false information and stuff, terroristic acts and stuff was committed against people behind that stuff. But he didn't never get charged with anything. And then come to find out he out here on little boys, like, you know what I'm saying? That's very interesting. So another crazy story that came out of Middle Eastern Spectator, you guys, was this. So the U.S. uploaded footage of airstrikes against Yemen. Now, I want to really get y'all thoughts on this. So look at this airstrike, you guys. All right, so you saw people and they was gathered in a circle outside in the open, right? Now, I got a question for everybody. If you were a terrorist and you wanted by the U.S., why would you come out and be out in the middle of the desert in a circle where you could be visualized by drones and satellites, knowing that's what they use to kill you? Do that make sense? That a whole group of terrorists would be in that circle? Just asking a question for the tribe, because, you know, I be looking at stuff and I don't know, y'all, because sometimes you can have propaganda come from over there too, and they could say it was one thing and it was another. But this is the information that's going on the Middle Eastern Spectator, which is one of the biggest news, you know, wires for the Middle East. They saying that it was a tribal members meeting in Yemen for passage of the 4-year steadfast, like, and they got pictures, y'all, of the people. I'm like, man, y'all over there striking holy people, bruh, and saying that's terrorists. If that's true, that's a motherfucking shame. They said it's a celebratory Yemeni tribunal gathering on the day of Eid al-Fitr. I don't know, y'all. You see that picture? That's what got released by the U.S. Now, that's what you understand. And this is their photo of the event before it got blown up.
Terrorists sitting and doing what they're doing. So yes, I believe the other story.
Yeah,
They
I'm
were
like,
peacefully
bruh,
under
y'all
a blue
doing,
sky. Yep.
woo. I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's tough. Like, some atrocities be going on, bro. You won't even, you understand, and that's a tribal, you understand? So that's some people that's off from the land that probably practicing the old ways. They ain't probably up there, ain't bothering nobody. Y'all just done bomb them people for no reason. Talking about they some terrorists. That's sad. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hmm. So we finna keep going, y'all. Elon Musk might be getting ready to get fined $1 billion because of some stuff he was involved in or whatever, some type of penalty. So we'll see how that goes, how it goes. They were saying that 30-year mortgage rates eased for a second consecutive week, but I thought that was a false signal, and later on I'm gonna show y'all why I thought that was a false. You'll kind of see, because it can't be that they ease. Well, maybe they could ease for a second week, but then what they released was that baby boomers are now the biggest and fastest growing subset of people who buying up all the houses, that millennials aren't buying up, more houses than the baby boomers. And I'm like, that's a sad statistic, because that basically means that millennials ain't got the money to invest in their first property. And the only people that do got the money is the people who are already rich. And you understand what I'm saying, or already done made their money and got something sitting. But for people who getting out here just trying to start or whatever, ain't no future for you basically in home ownership with the way that the system is set up right now, is what that statistic tells me. And when you got old people that's about to die out buying the young people who would invest in a house, you know what I'm saying? Just my thoughts. Let's see what else I had. Did y'all hear that Zelle was about to shut down? That Zelle is shutting down?
Yep.
All right. So that's something to take note of. Zelle shutting down. They saying you'll still be able to use it through your bank potentially, but I if it's shutting down, I just probably wouldn't use it through my bank neither, because with the way data and all kind of shit getting stolen and stuff, bruh, that's just what you need. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just my thoughts though. What else? So we had on the 5th, we had all of those people get out there and protest about the immigration and all kind of stuff like that. So liberals and people who was against them, they was going back and forth and stuff like that. You didn't see too many of us out there, a couple, but you understand most of that was them. You understand? Let them do their thing. So while that was happening, you guys, we had Indonesia got hit again with this was a tornado. Like, it started out as wind like this, but then it picked up. I think it's got some more footage, but y'all can look. You could kind of see it starting to swirl. Yeah, this was the beginning of the tornado that tore them up. So shit getting real. So Indonesia started getting hit with a tornado, and I might have some more footage of it later, because that thing tore up a couple of provinces. So Iraq was getting hit with crazy golf ball size hail, y'all. So they having instability. As you could see, it's breaking out car windows and everything like that. So that was going on the 5th. Then in Arkansas on the 5th, just look. They was getting hit with the floods. Remember, they had the Holy Ghost lemon-sized hail. They was having tornadoes all through Arkansas and stuff. And then the water came. Like, they just couldn't win for losing. That's a sad situation there. They was getting hit by ice, rain, and water. Like, shit, everything just broke loose over there, bro. What else? This was some crazy plasma energy in Christopher, Illinois, yo. So they was out there, and I don't know what happened, but some kind of backdraft or something happened in that house, and when it blew up, the whole porch fell on the fireman, right, y'all? It then they was running away, but then they had to go and save them. And so I was just looking at it, and I was just like, man, people probably got like propane cylinders and all kind of shit in their house, bruh. And this was the kind of thing that I was saying, like, stuff gonna become explosive at night and stuff, and you gotta be careful. So you could kind of look at this video and see, he wasn't prepared for it to blow up, because he on the porch. He think it's safe, and then watch. So just be careful, you guys, because plasma energy is apparent. It's a lot going on in Chicago, y'all. So I be posting videos and stuff. People up there making crazy car moves and all kind of stuff. Like, this was wild.
Oh my God!
That's crazy wild. Like,
Oh my God!
Who she with?
Nobody. They threw up her window. She's crazy.
Damn.
Like, and you crazy for walking up on the car. Lord.
No. They can't tell me shit.
Did you pop her tire?
My truck. Hey.
Okay, so like, y'all, that's wild. I don't know, and I don't know, but so at the time of this, which was April the 6th, Newsbreak was reporting that 16 people was confirmed dead from the flash flood and tornadoes that had hit from Texas to Ohio. So it was a big series of storms that had hit. This article right here is one that I wanted to focus on that had came out on the 6th. It's basically saying what I done been saying. I said like this, but here goes the article. I don't know if y'all got a chance to read this article. But basically, this is what they're saying. I'm going to read like the first 2 paragraphs because it's all kind of information being dropped and it's so much going on that you could just miss something. So they're basically saying parts of Florida and Georgia will be underwater. It's saying the climate central flood map show areas of the world that would be underwater if the oceans rose 1 foot. A 1 foot increase would swamp much of Georgia and Florida coast, swamping Savannah, Jacksonville, and Charleston. The increase in water depth is a high tide line that could be reached through combinations of sea level rise, tides, and storm surge. A major hurricane would trigger at least one of those. Flood maps can be notoriously incorrect. Hurricane Helen caused floods in North Carolina's western region, but the maps did not consider the aftereffects of such a major storm that moved inland. So you guys, this is a very interesting read. It's in the group, and basically it's saying exactly what I done been saying. I done been trying to tell people, like, it's going to re-terraform and Georgia's going to form a new coastline. Like, you could just tell by the areas that's flooding, and you know that that's got to rise, and we got the plates that's shifting. And that's the truth. Florida and Georgia was really swamp area. Like, they drained a lot of that. So if it's got to go back, it's got to go back, right? So we gonna see what's gonna happen. But I thought that was an interesting story because I think they be dropping signals to people as to what's gonna happen, but people just don't pay attention. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get distracted because it be so much going on. And it do be a lot going on. So also on the sticks, a big thing was that Elon Musk was saying that he was gonna leave the government, and they were saying in a few months. So we gonna see how fast he finna leave. I think he finna leave lightning fast, but we gonna see. Also on the 6th, the stock market fell, kept on falling. You had a lot of US companies went on and filed that chapter 11. Excuse me, y'all. but they went ahead and filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So, y'all, it's getting ready to trickle down. Just get ready. They went on and released another article talking about the shingles vaccine could reduce the risk of dementia. Y'all, don't believe these people, because they'll tell you one thing and then it'll be a total different other. You understand? And I don't want to harp on it, but I wouldn't take no vaccine these people ever had ever again a day in my life if it was me, but you can't tell people nothing. But for real, shingles, honestly and truthfully, it's a parasite. You just need a very good cleanse to get that shit up out your nervous system. And that's facts on facts. It's a worm that live in your neuron, you understand, in your nerve sheaths. And that's why I come out and you see all of them blisters in your dermatome in a certain area. You need to get a really good flush to flush those parasites out that dermatome. So let's keep it pushing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm for real. It's for real. Chevron was ordered to pay $740 million for the damage that happened to the Louisiana coast, you guys. So that's an interesting one. Medicare is not going to expand coverage of anti-obesity drugs, which is probably a good thing, being that like those anti-obesity drugs have a history of causing heart defects and all kind of stuff happening to those people now that's taking that stuff. So probably wasn't for the best anyway for them. Let's see what else I have for on the 6th that was interesting. Oh yeah, did you all hear that after they released those redacted files, now all of a sudden people are saying that they want to reopen the case? I don't think you could see enough to reopen it, but again, I think it's just a distraction. You understand what I'm saying? Because why now? Everything on it was redacted, and why now? Everybody who killed them is dead. So what would be the point? Just another theater show, if you ask me. This article I put in here because I wanted to show y'all that he done went against the Sudanese people all of a sudden. So he not going to accept their visas and stuff. So it just seems to me like it's a lot of targeting of Africans and the Caribbeans, but you got the door open for all Eastern European, Jewish people, people from Ukraine and everything like that. You don't see none of them getting deported, but they came over here too illegally, and some of them over here still ain't legal right now too. But ain't none of them getting deported though. All right. So, what else was happening? So, y'all, this was Brazil, you guys. Look at Brazil. This is Darna, Brazil, that was getting hit by heavy floods. So, let's see what this is right here. It looks like something caved in. You see what I'm saying? From all of the rainwater and stuff. So they was under heavy flood and everything. All right. So then who else we had? We had Saudi Arabia. They probably getting the hell. Yeah, that looked like hell to me. They getting hit by See, over in Saudi Arabia, you guys, it's super hot over there. You understand? And these people actually doing stuff. Y'all saw those electrical charges going off in the air. They gonna fuck them people up, y'all. Just wait on it for real, because they trying to stop and block energy and mess with stuff they shouldn't mess with. You get ready to see a real bad, like, they probably get a real bad flood or something, like something real bad gonna happen over there pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but they just fucking with nature's balance too hard over there. And it's going to just do a violent reset on them. You could just tell it's setting up for it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, any day on them. Y'all, Greece also got hit too. So, like, y'all, there's so many places got hit at the same time. So I think that's a buzz. This just looked like they rolled in one of their little coastal towns flood, one of their main little thoroughfares. So, okay, who else? This is Texas. Same day, too, y'all. Flash flood emergency in Texarkana. And like I told you, these people, I think they under a state of emergency, too, y'all, after all of them storms. Like, look at the tractor trail over there. He just stuck, bruh. You might as well give it up. Oh, y'all ain't finna party tonight. Wow. Talk about party to the end, bruh. Let me see if anybody came in. Hold on, y'all. Man, they gonna party it up to the end. Okay, so that's flood emergency. They in the middle of a damn flood emergency. You got these motherfuckers in cowboy boots on the stage, yo. So, all right. That's Texarkana. I guess they taking the shit in stride. So at the same time, y'all, there's so many. I'm telling you, I'm gonna probably have to break this into a part 1 and part 2 because my voice ain't gonna make it. Y'all, it's a lot. Y'all ain't noticed that. It's a lot of places done got hit. Let me make sure y'all, this is a lot. All right, so this the same freaking day too. This all on April 4th. My God. All right, so this is Illinois, Marion County. They got rain, wind, you understand, flooding, heavy flooding. So let's see them, what they going through. That's a lot of water when the intersection, you know what I'm saying, coming off the highway do that, but damn.
I didn't think I was going to, I had to ride up on the sidewalk over here because some car is like blocking the whole road sideways. Oh.
They just stuck there. Let's see, what else we got? What else we got? We already seen that one. Oh, them little Habitat for Humanity houses ain't gonna make it. All right, y'all. So, Marion County, Illinois on the 4th. You understand, the floodgates open up on them. Who else we got? West Virginia on the 4th. Logan County. The floodgates open up on them. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's look. That's Red Roof Inn right there. Damn. So they basically got a lake running through their town now. I mean, a river. Shit's getting too serious. So that's West Virginia. So who else we got here? This is parts of Kentucky. So let's see. We talking about Hopkinsville, Kentucky was underwater. 60% of the downtown area was flooded. They said one building collapsed. 12 people and dozens of pets had to get rescued. So let's see what's going on in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Damn. That's a house floating. Mm, mm, mm. Good grief, y'all.
Yeah, that's a car.
Damn, it was a
Yeah,
car.
that's a car.
These motherfuckers on a canoe, nigga, it's up. All right, so they're saying they haven't seen floods like that since 96, 97. They were like a 9-year-old boy unfortunately got swept away by the flood waters on his way to the school bus. Damn. They said his body got found hours later. Man, you talking about some crazy flash flooding if your street turned into a whitewater rapid to the point, bro. Just think about what that just said, that you walk into it and it sweep you away to your death. They said they found them hours later. Yeah, bro, it's up. The same day, White Plains, Missouri, y'all.
I think the railing on the bridge is gone now.
Yeah.
Can't see it at all. And the water is just rushing so fast. That is unbelievable. The tennis courts are underwater. All the concrete, you can see. It's just...
So, look like people's backyard. Okay, what else we got? Man. So, rivers is forming like right. That's tough. They threw. So y'all, they got real rivers and stuff that was like, so it said flooding in the Ozark region up there, West Plains and Howell County. And they were saying that it was gonna get worse. A 57-year-old man died when his car was washed away. Um, mm. They said water rescues were going on and that a woman was struck by lightning and taken to the hospital. So, y'all, they was having some real bad storms that was going on the 4th when all of that foolishness was going on. People was really going down. You understand what I'm saying? Like some real deal heavy shit was happening, and I think people was real distracted. You understand? Because how is it that all of this shit we covering right now, and the biggest story on the 5th was this fake ass protest, all these people going out there about immigration, bruh, and you just seeing all of these towns right here so much that my mouth done got hoarse and I ain't even through them yet. They got wiped out, bruh. The fuck? So we really got to start asking ourselves some hard questions. Is they really trying to distract people from realizing that even here in America, the re-terraforming is starting and people need to get aware and prepared because it's coming? what we got right here. And y'all, I'm gonna go till like 9:30 tonight because I'm starting to get hoarse. And I'm gonna have to pick it back up tomorrow. I'm gonna have to break this in two because this is a lot of stuff. Like, it's a lot. Um, let's see. We got Spain, Albacete, Spain. That was on the 4th. It's just getting reported on the 6th, but this occurred on the 4th. I don't know. Is this a weird occurrence or whatever? Oh, that's hail. Heavy rainfall and hail. So it caused flooding and a bunch of damage. And then they had a tornado too that they said swept through Belmonte. So yeah, so y'all, how is you got tornadoes with ice? I just That's what I'm saying. Like, these people is going from having hailstorms that look like a snowstorm to tornadoes. It's very interesting phenomenon that's going on right now because we saw that in the Midwest too, and nobody can still explain to me what the hell an ice nado is or how that occurs. It's got to be a plasma storm, man. Seville, Spain, you guys. So we've been talking about Spain for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about them flooding. So any day with them. I didn't know New Zealand got hit with floods, but that was on the 4th too, y'all. So New Zealand got hit too. The question needs to just be what didn't get hit, as a matter of fact. So on the 7th, it was another round of storms, you guys, and that was 18 dead as the flooding and stuff, and tornadoes ripped through there again, y'all. They had it happen again. And I'm going to just pick it up from the 7th next tomorrow because that thing that made me hoarse, y'all. I'm actually hoarse. Do anybody have a post that they want to share? I am going to pick it back up tomorrow. I'm going to come on at 7 or 8, one of those two, and I'm going to finish up from the 7th through the 10th. But y'all, it's a lot. Like, I wouldn't be saying that to just say it. Like, y'all, I'm seeing a lot, like, from multiple different continents, multiple different locations, y'all. I feel like they doing all of this real chattering and current events and stuff like that, like all of this chattering and stuff, all of these articles, just to distract people, so you won't be paying attention to all of this stuff that's going around you right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You understand? But I know that everybody need to be focused on what's important because it seems to me, like I have always said, like it seemed to me like these people gonna keep it going to the end. They not going to tell nobody it's finna end. They just finna let it end. One thing that I saw, and I'm gonna cover tomorrow, I think if I can get the post, that was extremely concerning. And I was trying to ask and see, I think it was in California, but I'm not for sure. It was either in California or Texas. They done seen the red dawn for real. Like, when the sky looked all the way red, like fire, blood red, like the blood red sky. Like they saw over there in fucking Japan, for Japan got hit with that fucking Holy Ghost earthquake that shifted it 5 inches, do you understand? 5 centimeters or whatever, like that real red, red, red. I don't know if y'all remember in 2022. And then they got hit with like a Holy Ghost damn earthquake or whatever. It shook up a lot of stuff. I don't know if it was in California, y'all, or if that was Texas. I'm still trying to find out to see where they was at. But y'all, every time we done seen that red ass dawn like that, some real nigga shit break loose there. Like, and it don't take long. So that's what tell me what's happening over there. Gotta bring its way over here, because that was when we start seeing them red, them real, real red, blood red skies. I don't know if y'all remember that like Japan was having and China was having them blood red skies. And then something had broke loose over there, y'all. I'm for real as hell. I just want y'all to be prepared. And them motherfuckers was trying to get the fuck out of there. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck happened over there? Motherfuckers trying to go. People was like, man, it was mass lines of hysteria. People was trying to get the fuck out of there. I don't know if anybody on the chat from 2022, late 2022 that remember that shit, yo. But, and then like right after that, that's when Japan and them start getting hit with all of them earthquakes, and that shit start re-terraforming, and motherfucking big ass sinkholes open up, and they found that damn other mid-earth and all kind of shit. Y'all, that's when the hell broke loose. When they looked up in the air and that shit turned fire red. I ain't playing. So that shit done made it over here to America. So that lets me know my ninja, it's getting ready to be on and cracking for us. So on that note, I'm about to go lay down because the plasma energy hit me a lot. But I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow to finish up the discussion with you guys. Does anybody have any questions before I go, or anything they want to share?